Hi guys, and welcome back to Prison Architect, my Let's Play episode 3. So, last time we finished off with, hiring the accountant, completing our first grant, and, running all the piping for everything here. This episode, we want to get the prison actually up and running. So, I'm going to finish building these little areas right here once our guys get done laying all this pipe. Because we've only got 9 workers right now, so we can't really, well, we could queue them up to do a whole ton of tasks, but I'd rather they get these done first. The other thing that we're going to need is some objects here. I'm going to put some weight benches in the yard. That'll fulfill their exercise need. So I just like to put some anyways. And we're going to put some phone booths in the yard. That way they can, call their family, do whatever they need to do. We'll put one there, 2 there. Those are expensive, but they're well worth it. Same thing in the holding cell. I'm going to put 2 phone booths. I know it doesn't say that they're required, but we're going to do it anyways because we're nice guys. We do need some benches in here, so let's see. We'll put one where do we want to put a bench? One there is fine. And we'll put a second one right there. And in fact, we're even going to give them TVs in the holding cell. We'll give them 2 TVs. That way, if they're in there, they won't get bored, and that means they won't cause us trouble. We'll also put some beds in the holding cells, which aren't required. But that way, if there is somebody in our holding cell, that's probably a lot of beds for a holding cell, but if there is somebody in there, they'll at least be able to sleep, and it'll keep them from getting upset. So, all of the stuff that we're doing, a lot of it is extra. Obviously, we already fulfilled the holding cell without building any of this other stuff, but this will keep them happy, and happy prisoners don't riot, which means you don't have to hire as many guards. We need to work on the canteen. We need to work on the kitchen, so let's get that going. Let's see. For the canteen, we need tables. 1, 2. We need serving tables. Now they eat from the side with the metal grating, so we'll rotate this one like that. Ooh, did I miss? I did misclick. We want that there. And then one more. Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no. That totally doesn't fit now. Mistakes were made. Okay. Apparently the serving table is 5 long, not 4. So that's my bad. Let's take a look and see how we're going to fit this in here. We don't want to go like that. That's kind of in the way. But what we could do, let's pause it. Take a look here. We really want to have the 2 serving tables right over here. I guess in the end, yeah, let's dismantle this one. We don't want that there. And go back to planning mode. Objects. So these are 5 long. So if we put one there, we could put another one here. Yeah, that'll work. And just get rid of that room for a table there. Technically, we could put... Let's see. We could put a table there and a table there. And that works out pretty nicely. We still get the same amount of tables. And then when we expand, we could just put the serving tables up this way. And that way, another good thing is there's no real reason for the prisoners to come in here. There really wasn't before, but maybe if the staff door got left open or something, who knows? Prisoners do some stupid things to try to escape, so that should be fine. You dismantle that. Now, if you dismantle something, it goes back into storage, so we didn't lose that. If we look at our objects here, we should have 1 serving table already that we don't need to buy. So we'll put 1 here and 1 not there, 1 there. That way we'll have 2 right off the bat. We need benches for in there. Bench. Put them around our new tables. And 2 tables for the amount of prisoners we're going to have starting off is going to be just fine. Let's see, we also need cookers for in here. I'm going to get 2 of each, 2 cookers and 2 fridges. And that should be enough for each one of our workers to work at. And once they get those placed, we should fulfill our kitchen need and our canteen need. So the next step is going to be, finishing boxing this in. So let's go ahead. We've got $20,000 essentially left. I'm going to build this facility here, which will be our staff, and we're going to go like that. Hopefully they won't rip down that wall. Sometimes they do silly things. So this is going to be for staff. That's going to be a medical facility. So basically, staff doors on both of these. We'll just drop them in place right now. That should be fine. Okay. Then we need to get this up and running as well. Well, let's see how much it'll cost. We might end up putting a fence here because we don't need this area right now. Let's see what it would cost to build this. Essentially about $6,000, which I honestly think is okay. We're going to get some more grant money. We're going to get another 10 grand for completing this detention center right here. So that should be fine. And this will be our common room. It's going to have a jail cell door on it, but it's going to be locked open. A lot of these jail cell doors, the large ones, I leave locked open, and it's more of a, if something was to hit the fan, then we've got them in place. Same thing with our classrooms. We could always do a lockdown and lock all the doors, and then our prisoners wouldn't be able to hurt the teachers or whatever that are in these rooms. So there we go. We'll get started on doing that. I know we're going to have to add another capacitor, but luckily none of these rooms really require water right now. The laundry eventually will, but for now nothing here requires water, so we don't have to run those utilities down there. But we'll let them finish that up. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have enough workers. You basically end up half of them working down here, no one's really working up there, no one's bringing in our kitchen appliances, so basically we sit and wait. One thing that we can look at while this is going on, we just got credit for the canteen. Let's see. Definitely don't want to pause that. We can take a look at the regime. This is what the prisoners are going to do when they show up. I like to get rid of all this lockup time and replace it with either free time or something. So first thing in the morning when they get up, we want them to go take a shower because they're going to be stinky. Then we want them to have some free time just in case anyone missed the shower or has to go use the restroom or something like that. Things are getting finished. Okay, good. Good, that whole building over there is finished. Then we're going to want them to eat. Oh no, we just lost power. That's okay though. That's a good thing. Meant to do that, right? Okay, so this will all be free time right now. Yard, they will go out in the yard during free time anyways, so there's no real reason for that. That's fine. All that free time will make them happy, and free time before bed. So they'll eat and then get some free time in case they have to poop or want to go use the yard or call their families or whatever, and then they'll go back to sleep, and that should be fine. So that's good. Let's see. So we lost power because we installed these fridges and cookers basically. So let's take a look at our power supply. It's obviously maxed out, so let's go ahead and buy another capacitor. put one. Now we are getting low on cash, 9,000. So let's see what one does. We'll have them go place that. Our yard should be fulfilled. It is, because basically everything is behind at least one wall now. Okay, so to turn the generator back on, you can see this one's blinking, this is blinking, this is solid. We need to turn the capacitor on first, and then turn the power rack on. Okay, good. So even with everything hooked up now, we're only at, little over 2/3. So we don't need to really power this building yet because there's nothing in here that we're going to use. The only other thing we need to do before we actually get started with our $9,000, we need to make sure that there's jail doors everywhere. There is, everywhere that there needs to be. That's going to be locked down, that'll be closed, that'll be closed. That's fine. We want to put in our metal detectors. That way we can catch people when they're trying to do stupid things. So let's go to our objects, get out our metal detector, which is somewhere in here. Finding it is another story. And I'm probably just looking right over it and not seeing it. There it is, metal detector. Okay, so we're gonna put one here, one there. They're very expensive, but those are really all the metal detectors we're gonna need for this game, I think. We need to connect power to these, so hopefully we have enough power here and enough wire. But other than that, I think we're ready to start accepting prisoners, which is good because it's 9 p.m. Prisoners get here at 8 a.m. So we'll be able to get some on the next truck. Let's see. Nope, we want utilities. And we're going to connect to power. That's good because we've already got some right here. Those little lines are going to light bulbs. See, they do their own electricity for those. So that's good. Same thing here, just a little bit. And that should hook everything up, assuming that does. And we don't have to place another capacitor. I'm going to go ahead and accept prisoners, so we'll see. Our workers are carrying in the cabling to run that. We've got our yard up. Kind of go through a little checklist in the middle of the night here. Make sure everything's ready. Let's go to rooms. We've got a holding cell. We don't have any cells yet. We don't have solitary yet. That's okay. We've got a holding cell. We've got a canteen, a kitchen, a shower, a yard, storage, deliveries, garbage. You don't have execution yet. We have 2 offices, which is okay. We don't have a common room, we don't have visitation, we don't have a cleaning cupboard, staff room, or exports yet. But that's all okay. All we really need to do to get the basic detention center grant, well, first is get the power back on. And second is hire 2 guards and 2 chefs, which we'll have plenty of money to do. Not plenty really, but we'll have some money to do. So let's see, utilities. Capacitor. We're going to put 1 there. That's it for now, because we're pretty low on cash. And let's see, we're going to accept some prisoners in the morning. We'll take normal risk. And you see it says 8 prisoners are going to be arriving at 8 a.m. Excuse me. So that's fine. But we will need some guards. Your guards and cooks and everything get paid at midnight. So I'm not paying for them yet. Now that it's past that, let's switch this stuff back on, switch on, and switch on. There we go. So we're hovering around the 3/4 mark, and that's fine. So let's go to staff. We're going to want to hire 2 guards. 1, 2. And we're going to hire 2 cooks so that we're ready in the morning. And we got $10,000 for doing that. So now we don't have any grants. Let's take a look. What can we do? So you can see some of this stuff's already unlocking, which is good. Cell wing. Raise your prisoner capacity to A. Or, well, not A. 15. That's for cell block A. And they're going to give us $40,000 to do that. $20,000 when we accept it and $20,000 when we complete it. Health and well-being. That would be really handy. The other thing is staff well-being. Have a staff room, have at least 5 guards, ensure that none of our staff is exhausted. That would be interesting. I don't think we're going to accept this just yet until we get some prisoners in and see what our daily cash flow is, because each one of these guards costs money and we don't want to have to pay them if we don't have any prisoners. But I am thinking, let's see, that's too much. That's going to be way too much. Cell block A probably wouldn't be a bad decision to do. Cell blocks are expensive, but with the amount of money that they're going to give us, it might not be bad. The other thing is the health and well-being, especially since they're giving us $10,000 up front. Not a bad choice, and we're going to need a medical ward and a psychologist so we can see what the prisoner's needs is. Anyways, the 2 doctors, probably not necessary. We'll probably hire 2 just to get credit for it and then fire at least one of them. The only time you really need doctors is if you're doing some sort of anti-drug program, or if you're doing if you have riots that break out. So hopefully that's not going to happen. But yeah, we're going to accept these 2. And that gave us a pretty big boost to cash. So we're going to need these offices relatively quickly. We need one for the chief and one for our psychologist. The last one will be for our maintenance guy, which we don't have yet, but let's see. We'll need to research psychology and health to complete that, so let's go ahead and get started on those. And I'm going to have our guys build this foundation for these offices right here, because basically they're just sitting around doing nothing right now and they could be working. Nope, requires an entrance. I don't know why I keep pausing it. Force a habit. We're going to need some staff doors here anyways, so we'll use those. And you can see everything is still wide open. It will all close once we get prisoners here. So I wouldn't mind hiring an extra guard just to work these gates, but right now we really can't afford it with our daily cash flow. So okay, that is pretty good. Let's see, materials, brick wall. We're going to want to separate this for the staff area and the medical facility, and then we're going to want to separate these 2 rooms for our offices. And once they finish that, we'll see about utilities in each one of those rooms. This one should be actually all set. It's just one guy doing it? What are you guys doing? Help him out. Yeah, they should be all set with utilities because we did a little bit of pre-planning. So, and the cooks are waiting. They did get their food, their ingredients in, but they haven't started cooking yet because there's no prisoners, so why cook? Come on, guys. Are you guys gonna build those walls? What's taking you so long? Seriously? You built one piece, you lazy workman. I'm gonna fire these workmen. They're not doing anything. Are they waiting for a supply truck, maybe? Seriously, build that up. Wow. They're just taking their sweet old time. Alright, so at least we got the one office. And we'll be able to hire our psychologist pretty soon here. Then we can see the needs of the prisoners. And you just took the bricks away that were supposed to build that wall. let's take a look here. So objects, we need a filing cabinet, and we need a chair, and we need a desk. Come on, desk, where are you? There you are. Okay, and then we'll zone that as an office, and we should be fine. Prisoners are arriving in 2 hours, which is gonna be just fine. Okay, perfect. So we can zone that as an office. Maybe. There we go. We'd zone this as an office. And we'll actually zone both of these as well. Hopefully when he builds that wall that fixes itself. It didn't, because why not? So we'll fix it for it. Okay, so we've got our offices. We can actually hire our psychologist now, which I'm going to do. There you go, buddy. Have at it. And he'll unlock the needs tab. Prisoners are arriving in 51 seconds. Well, a little bit shorter since I'm speeding away through things, but we're fine. As long as, you know, everything goes well, we should be just fine. I don't know what's up with these workers being lazy, which, in fact, I am going to go to the reports, and since we're now down to 70, you can see the needs here. Since we don't have any prisoners, there is no needs, but eventually there will be. Jobs, nope. Prisoners, that's fine. Staff, we're going to fire one of these workers. Sorry, buddy. Maybe we'll rehire you down the road, but for now, you're gone. Okay, so the prisoners have arrived. Well, sort of. They're on the truck coming in. So you can see all the doors have shut, and these jail doors will require a guard to open them now. So, but I think all in all, this is a pretty decent design. I don't know what these guys are trying to do. Door mode normal, maybe. Why are you guys trying to go through there? Ugh. Whatever. So our guards will go ahead and escort the prisoners into deliveries. And then once they're all in and off the truck, no, you're not going through the staff door. Don't be silly. Once they're all in and off the truck, then they will be loaded into the holding cell. And you can see the fog of war has really kicked in. Anywhere that we don't have a guard, we can't see. So we're going to need to hire some more guards. Now, luckily, we have 600 daily cash flow. Because we are getting income from those prisoners being here, so we can hire a couple more guards. They cost $100 per day. We'll put one there. Unfortunately, we have not researched the chief yet, which means we can't research deployment, which means we can't tell guards to stay in a specific place. But that's okay. We'll hire 5 guards, and we'll get... Health is almost done here, so that's good. Health is done. Let's research the security chief, because we're going to want deployment as soon as possible. The other thing now is, now that we have health completed, we can go ahead and finish this health and well-being and get another 10 grand. So let's see. Rooms. We want not a staff room. Come on, infirmary. We will zone this as an infirmary. The only requirement is that it has 1 medical bed. Unfortunately, the medical beds are pretty expensive at $500 a pop, but that's okay. We have it. We'll spend it now what we do. And we need to hire 2 doctors. Go ahead and start the game up. There we go. Once that bed gets placed, we'll go ahead and get the achievement for that. So everyone is eating and behaving themselves. There we go. We got 10 grand for that. We're going to immediately sack one of these doctors, save ourselves some money. There we go. Now we're back up to $350 a day that we're making. I don't think we're ready to get any more prisoners. We're not doing terribly, but right now they all have to live in the holding cell, which we don't really like. So let's see. Prisoners, let's close that. You guys will be our test subjects. Let's see if there's any other grants that we can do pretty easily. Let's see. We don't need to do that yet. Education reform, no. Staff well-being. Build a staff room, have 5 guards without any assigned duties. Ensure that none of your staff are exhausted. That's actually going to be something we want to get out of the way right away. Because it's going to get harder and harder to make sure that they're not exhausted. So build a staff room, and it'll be harder and harder. I mean, none of the guards have assigned duties right now. They're all just roaming. Once we get deployment, that'll be a lot harder to do as well. We'll have to have more guards. So let's go ahead and zone this right now since we planned ahead. This will be the staff room, and we'll look at the requirements here. We need minimum size 4x4, we're fine. We need a wide sofa and a drink machine. So let's get our sofas. Wide sofas. Let's see, put them along this wall here. Put one there, put one there. We could put one there too. And we're going to put 2 drink machines. I know overkill considering it only said 1, but I like to give my staff nice things. That way, I can expect more out of them. That's not a real thing in this game, but if it was, I could expect more out of them because I gave more to them. And I'm actually going to give them a TV. If the prisoners get TVs, the staff should definitely get TVs. Sure, right there. And that should be fine for the staff room. And we've already got the other 2 fulfilled right now, so once the staff room is complete, hey, metal detector coming in handy. Search that guy. What does he have? Bet you it's a spoon. It was. I'm gonna try to dig out of our holding cell. That's not cool, man. Alright, the security guy is not quite ready yet. The staff room is complete and we got paid for it. So that's good. Let's go ahead and finish up these offices while we have the money, because we know we want the security guy as soon as we can get him. Chairs. One here, one there. One will be for the maintenance guy, which we don't have yet, but we might as well finish up his office while we're doing it. Okay, so that'll get done. I wish we had ooh, these need to be locked open for the shower. We don't want our guards having to fool around letting those guys in and out every time they need something. There we go. So plus it kind of gives us visibility into the shower, which, not that I want to see what these guys are doing, but I want to see if they're fighting. So you can see our drains are working out here. So far we're doing pretty decently. We have $51,000. It's probably time to start building a cell block. Let's see what other grants are available though. Prison maintenance. Hire some janitors. No, we're not going to do that yet. Visitation. That would be for a common room and a visitation room. That wouldn't be a bad thing. Security, we'd need 10 guards for. We're not going to do that. Short-term investment. Basically, we'd lose $5,000 right off the bat, but we'd end up getting $16,000 back, and all we have to do is basically wait for it. That's probably not a bad idea at this point, just because we're not ready for any of these other things. So we'll do that, and then we just wait 72 hours and we get some fat loot. So the other thing is, we know we're going to need more power, especially if we expand the cell blocks. So let's go ahead and add 2 more capacitors while we have a little bit of money laying around. Only because, you know, if we run out of money, build the cell blocks, then bad stuff. So I think our first cell block we're going to have to do some planning for. So I might do that off camera though, guys, because you guys have already watched me plan all this out. I'll probably just do it off camera and then show you guys exactly what I have planned. Okay, so now we're down at 50% power. So that's just perfect, actually. Let's run our utilities into this area. That should be fine. Hopefully that's good. Let's see how much that lights up. Eventually these rooms will all be locked open, but for now they're locked shut since we're doing construction in them. I don't want any of the prisoners coming along and messing with them. So, okay, so we got deployment. Well, we didn't get deployment. We did get the chief though. So let's hire the chief. $200 per day. That's pretty close to our limit. But apparently he wants the top office, which I'm okay with. So he is going to be enable us rather to do deployment, which is very handy, which will tell us or let us put, you know, station a guard at all times in the shower or in the holding cells instead of, you know, 2 guys just being in the canteen for no reason. Come on, guys, they could be in the holding cells right now fighting. The other thing the chief does is he gives you an up-to-date danger level on the prison. Since it's low, you probably won't have anything happen. Maybe if you had some max security prisoners and it was low, they'd still try to do stuff, but as long as it stays low, we should be okay. So yeah, let's go see what's going on in the holding cell. Oh, he's supposed to be in lockdown. Unfortunately though, we don't have a lockdown, so whoops. Don't really know how we got to prison grading, but we did. But anyways, I think we're okay for right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this episode here. I'm going to lay out some cell blocks. Is that what this is? I don't know what you are, but whatever. Yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. I will see you next time. Until then, stay classy.